How much is this bus actually costing me to turn into somewhere comfortable for me to live for a few years? Let's find out. In this video, I'm opening up the books again for part 2 of my bus build cost series. Today, we're looking up at the insulation, the ceiling, the lighting, and all of the solar setup to find out exactly how much it's cost me. I'm Helen, and I've been turning this 30-year-old Toyota Coaster into my dream off-grid home. So in the last video, which you can see up here, I went through all of the costs of how much it cost me to buy the van, service it, get it registered in my name, do a bathroom renovation, get a bunch of rust cut out, and that has brought me to the total of this right here. And this week we're going to look at all the other costs that I've come across so far. Hey, future editing Helen here. During this video I've kept a running tally of what all the numbers are, but at the very end of the video I've itemised everything out just to try and make it a little bit less confusing. Oh, and we're going to compare those prices that I've currently paid with what it could have cost me if I didn't have a very handy brother and a creative way of trying to find cheaper ways to do things. So if you guys are trying to do something like this, you'll have an idea of how nice you have to be to your relatives and also what it might have cost you otherwise. Firstly, in van life, insulation is a hot topic. Whether it's hot or cold, you want something to protect you from the elements. And the thing about insulation is everybody's got an opinion. Doesn't seem to be any conclusive answer as to what the right information is. I did a whole video on my insulation, whether it worked or not, and also whether it was going to catch fire. And this is what I ended up with. I bought one packet of this R7 earth wool from Bunnings, which was actually probably the wrong stuff, but that's a story for the other video. That cost me $109, and a bottle of spray glue to apply it. That was used just to fill in some gaps where there wasn't any of the old sound deadening. And then I covered everything over with this roll of fire retardant insulation that Kevin had left over. So that didn't cost me anything, but it could have cost me $338 for a roll. So that brings the total with the insulation to this much for how much it's actually cost me, and this much for what it really could have been. We're in Bunnings and I have just bought, my brother is loading for me, new panels for the roof. So I bought 4 of each because I need 4, and then I'll decide the colour when I get home. It's good return policy at Bunnings. They're acoustic panels. And the idea is going to be to run LED strip lining in the gaps. And it's going to look sexy as hell. So at $99 a piece, initially I bought 8 so that I could pick the colour. Cost me $800 or close enough. And then I returned them, so $396 for those, plus some screws to attach them to the ceiling. That looks better, doesn't it? Bringing my actual total so far to $21,615. And now I've got to sort myself out some light so that I've actually got some light when it goes dark in about, I don't know, an hour. Hey, there's been this thing I've been meaning to do, and that is to give a QR code to all of those people out there who are watching this on their TVs at the moment. I know you can't subscribe through the normal channels very easily, but if you check out this QR code, that might actually help you out subscribe if you're inclined to do that. So leaving that there for a few seconds so you can hit pause and work it out if you want to. I've bought some LED lights. Look at those! When they're installed, they're going to be amazing. Don't they look awesome? I just love these Dotless LED lights that are going down there. But you know what I love most about these lights is this. They come with a remote and they're dimmable. I love them so much. And the service that I got from the company was amazing, so much so that I actually bought a second lot. The ones I've got outside, either warm light or white light. Little magnetic remote that just sticks to the wall in there, so I always know where it is. So I bought these online from an Australian company called Campervan Builders. I ended up with the 2 different lots. Just make sure that you order the right remote for the right light, because I mucked that up the first time. All up, that lighting cost me $175 and worth every penny. Look, I got chickens. So if you add the lighting into the mix, this is the price that we're up to now. What do you think? Comment below and tell me whether you think I've still got a good deal. And now we're going to ramp this number up quite large because I'm going to start talking about how much all my solar has cost me. Anybody want to eat out of my hand? No, not so much. Anyone? So let's start on the roof and work our way down. And here comes some of the awkward numbers that make my brain melt. These are three 315 watt solar panels. They are house panels. They cost me like $20 each. Apparently people who install solar are trying to get rid of these things. It's actually really hard to get rid of them. So that was a really good opportunity to save some money on some of the components. Unfortunately, then I had to buy a whole lot of new components. When I say about the companies that I'm buying them from, there's no sponsorship here. It's just the stuff that I bought and the reasons that I bought it. But I ended up buying a whole bunch of Renogy equipment and I bought it all from super cheap. And much as there's lots of different types of stuff out there, these have been working really well for me. So I'm really happy with them. This is called a solar controller and this one is MPPT. One of the things that it does better than the old ones is it's actually more efficient of getting the power out of the solar panels into the batteries. So that's why we've gone for the fancy one. There is a big reason why I've gone for 60 amp and it's got to do with those 3 solar panels. I need to make sure that I don't melt anything because that's a lot of power coming in off the roof. So I had to order it in specially and it cost me $439. Ouch. The other cool thing is this MPPT controller has a little Bluetooth connector, so it means I can actually look at what's going on an app on my phone. So I can tell the temperature of the batteries, temperature of the solar controller, how many watts is going in, how many amps are doing something. There's a whole bunch of information, which only cost me another $50. Now, I wouldn't have thought I'd need one of these because that big MPPT controller has got a display on it that tells you all kinds of fun things. But it turns out there's a fatal flaw in that, and this battery monitor and shunt tells me more information than that great big gigantic thing. Now here's what's going on. The battery monitor and shunt cost me $119.99, so $120. Actually, it cost me twice that because I broke one. Because of my cable management situation going on here at the moment, I actually was moving one of these around too much and I had to go and buy another one because I broke some wires on it, which was not very good. Don't do that. So it cost me twice as much as it should have, but it had cost you $120. I got a 3,000 watt inverter because I've got a 1200 watt microwave and I've got a 2000 watt induction cooker. A lot of those things, particularly with a heating element, actually use a lot more power than it says on the label while they're heating up, and then they settle into whatever they say on the label. So if I tried to heat up a 2000 watt induction plate on a 2000 watt inverter, it might beep at me and go, nope, I'm not doing this, this is too much for me. So I wanted to make sure that at 3000 watts I had plenty of extra space there just in case. Unfortunately, I paid full price for mine, so $499, but if you get in fast, they're on sale at the moment if you want one. Now, here is where I did get a really good deal. The bus had 2 100 amp hour AGM batteries when I got it, and they just weren't cutting it. I got 2 Renogy 300 amp hour lithium batteries, partly because, see that sale price down there? That saved me $538. So that was a really good saving. I probably wouldn't have bought both batteries if that sale hadn't been on, but I'm really super glad I did because they're really working for me. Sadly for you, they're $1,269 at the moment, but they do come up for sale, so it's worth keeping your eye out and buying them when they are on sale if you can do that. And just a heads up, Kevin got those batteries, so he's basically picked up the 2 old batteries, which were virtually brand new, for nothing. So that's one of those ways that Kevin and I are bartering on the price of things. Now, on top of all this big stuff, there is a whole bunch of little bits and pieces and sundries that you need to consider as well. The right cables matter. Sometimes you need really fat ones. Apparently, electricity doesn't like skinny wires when you're running big loads. You are also going to need fuses and breakers and bus boards and all kinds of things in the right place. All of this stuff is expensive, but much cheaper than burning your van to the ground and maybe getting hurt. I'm going to allow an extra this much money for those. So I've also bought myself a couple of options for charging my batteries. I got this 12 volt 25 amp charger because when I got the lithium batteries I had to charge them properly. I figured it's a good thing that you need to have around, and in fact I needed it yesterday. I'll put a price up here. And I also bought this very cool solar trickle charger because I'm not driving very much at the moment. It means I want to keep my bus batteries charged. Sadly it didn't work. I think it was operator error, but that's why I had to use this one yesterday. But you know, all good things to have on hand, and here's the prices for that. So in the end, what did it all add up to? Let's have a look down here. This is what it's actually cost me so far. What do you think? Am I still on a good deal? Have I overcapitalized? And if I'd had to pay this price, which it could have cost me, what do you think? Would that have been worth it? Anyway, tell me, send me messages in the comments and tell me what you think I should or shouldn't have done. If there's anything I haven't done yet you think I should, or things that you've seen today that I did get that I just shouldn't have. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And check out this video next. See you soon.